Hi and welcome to Dave Culinary. I'm Punita Dave and today we are going to make délice lacté. It's a milky delight. It's made with milk and sugar, very few ingredients, and it's a traditional dish that we make here at our home. It is called Rabdi, but it's made in a very unique way, and as I was saying, it is délice lacté, a milky delight. So let's get started with making Rabdi. So let's look at the ingredients first. We have 3 cups of half and half, 3 cups of whole milk, 15 to 20 strands of saffron, a quarter teaspoon of cardamom, 5 to 6 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of almond powder, or you can take crushed almonds, and half tablespoon of pistachio powder, or you could take crushed pistachios. I'm taking powder because I'm making it for my parents and they cannot chew the nuts as whole nuts or crushed nuts, so I have used powdered ones. Also, instead of half and half, you can use 6 cups of whole milk. So in total you take 6 plus 3, 9 cups of whole milk, and you don't need to take half and half. So those are our ingredients, and let's get started with making rabdi. So what I have here is a flat bottom non-stick pan. Use a non-stick pan. You're going to thank yourself for doing that. And it is heated up. It is heated up on low heat. And I added some water to the base. The vapor that it forms is going to keep the milk from sticking to the base or settling down at the base. I added my half and half, and now I'm adding my whole milk. So 3 cups of half and half, 3 cups of whole milk. Instead of that, you can use 9 cups of whole milk as well if you don't have half and half. Our goal is to bring this to a boil, so I'm going to do that on medium to high heat. So I'll increase the heat a little and we'll make it come to a boil. So after about 5 to 7 minutes, it has come to a boil. If you're using whole milk, 9 cups of whole milk, you want to reduce this to 6 cups, so to about 2/3 of the entire quantity. If you used half and half and whole milk, then you don't need to reduce this, and you can start creating your rabdi just as is. So once it has come to a boil, you reduce the heat to the lowest possible, or maybe a little bit higher than that. As the milk cools down, while it is boiling, it is going to form a layer of cream at the top, as you can see, and this is going to cover up the entire surface of the milk, and this is what you want to extract. So we are slowly going to pull it out to the side, and you want to stick it to the side of your pan. Take a pan such that your sides don't get very warm or hot, and heat up the pan on a very low heat. That is going to keep the sides from getting too hot, because you're going to stick the cream to the sides and you don't want that cream to burn. So this is how you do it, and you continue doing it for a few minutes. Now when you remove that film of the cream, the heat starts escaping, so you want to increase the heat a little and then cool it down. Once again, remove the layers after about 10 to 12 minutes. This is how it looks. You keep playing with extremely low heat to a little bit higher heat to keep the heat in the milk, but at the same time also let it be cold enough to form a layer of cream at the top. This layer of cream is what is going to make your rabdi. The other thing you want to do is make sure the milk is not sticking to the bottom of the pan, so keep stirring it all the way to the bottom, just as I did. And this is where your using a non-stick pan comes really useful, because it doesn't stick to the bottom if you have a non-stick pan. Okay, so we are going to continue with that process. Keep doing this till our entire quantity of mix of half and half and whole milk has reduced to about 1/3. So we took a total of 6 cups. We want to reduce it to about 2 cups. So after about 30 minutes, this is how it looks. You continue the process. The mix has reduced to half the quantity, but it still needs to be worked on. And after about 40-45 minutes, this is how it looks. It is almost there. We are ready to start with the next step in the process. As I said, it took us about 40 to 45 minutes to get to this point. So at this point, we are going to remove the layer of cream one last time. Our mix has reduced to about 1.5 to 1 3/4 of a cup. So that is where we want it to be. So almost just about 25 to 30% of the original content left. Once again, if you're using a whole milk, you'll have to reduce it first before we start removing the cream layer. At this point, we are going to add sugar. I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of sugar, and then once I've mixed everything, I'll taste it, and if I need to add more, I'll add more, but we'll start with about 4 tablespoons of sugar. And we are also going to add our saffron and cardamom. Both of these are optional. They add a really good flavor and color to your Rabdi or délice latte. Once again, they are optional. So we'll give it a good stir. All along we have been making sure that the milk doesn't stick to the bottom, and we have been pulling out the layer of cream to the sides. And now we're going to add our almond and pistachio powder. This is also going to help thicken the mix. So and if you recall, I said I'm making it for my parents and they cannot chew the nuts. So I'm adding this in the powdered form, but you can add them in the crushed form as well. So we'll give it a good stir. So it took us about an hour to get to this point. It depends on your milk and the heat you apply and your container, but it will take you about an hour to get to this point. So for making about 2 to 2 1/4 cups of Rabdi or délice latte, you will have to spend about an hour doing what we just did. So about 5 to 10 minutes to bring it to a boil, and then rest of the time to pull the cream to the sides. So I tasted it and I felt the need for the rest of the sugar, so I added all the sugar that we had initially taken, and now I'm giving it a good stir and bringing it to boil, and we are now ready to take it out in a container. So at this point, we'll boil it for a few more minutes, maybe about 4 to 5 minutes, so that it thickens a little more. It is going to thicken more when it cools down, plus when we are going to bring in all the Rabdi that's sticking to the side, it is going to thicken, but we'll boil it for a few more minutes. So we are almost done, and we are now going to remove all the cream that we had taken to the sides of the pan. We are going to remove it and add it to this mix of the sugary milk that we have, and this is where you are really going to thank yourself. You can see that none of the cream sticking to the side has burnt, and it came off so easily. This is how you make Rabdi, the délice latte. A lot of people say you make it with paneer, you make it with cottage cheese, you make it with bread, you can make it in 5 minutes, you can make it in 15 minutes, but whatever it is that you're making, it might taste like Rabdi, but it is not Rabdi. Real Rabdi is made this way. Now this form makes about 2 to 2 1/4 cups of Rabdi. It takes time to make it, but it is really delicious and worth the time. Alright, so I had taken it out in a container. It has been cooling for about 30 minutes, and you can see it is already thickened. It is still warm, but it is already thickened. This is extremely delicious and we absolutely love it. It is pretty heavy, so while it takes almost an hour and 15 minutes to make about 2 1/4 cups of Rabdi, one person can have at the most 2 to 3 tablespoons. It's pretty heavy. So it is worth the effort. Do make it and enjoy it. Look at how delicious it is. Any other recipes that are out there that tell you that you can make Rabdi faster, they are making something, but whatever it is that they are making, it is not rabdi. This is how you make rabdi. This is what rabdi is. So do make it this way. Enjoy, comment, and let us know what you think. This is really delicious. We absolutely love it. So we'll wait to hear from you. So that was our delice latte, the milky delight, rabdi. I hope you like the recipe and I hope you make it. It is work of patience, but it tastes really good. So do try it out and do make it, and if you like it, do let us know that you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in our next video. Till then, bye bye.